Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today I want to talk about the supposed leaks that came out and revolving around the General Kenobi, or excuse me, Master Kenobi, and what else we could be getting from in the future for Clone Wars content. Now, if you saw Mobile Gamer's video, he talks a little bit about this. I want to explore it a little bit more in depth. And this was the image that we all saw. It shows the Padme event. It shows a Order 66 style event, and then follows up with a Heroes Fall event. Now, I gotta say that right off the bat, I don't necessarily believe this to be the case. If anything, if this is a leak, it is a very, very early draft of whatever we're possibly getting. So you shouldn't take this with as like this is what is happening and this is how it's going to happen. Because if you look at the name of the legendary event for Padme, which we know is called Aggressive Negotiations, this one has it as Senator Assault, and it's the character Padme requires Separatist shortly after the General Grievous rework. Now, I mean, the event was shortly after, relatively shortly after the General Grievous rework. It did require Separatists, and you did get Padme. If you look at the next one, Order 66, character Master Kenobi requires clones, which kind of makes sense. Release in a few months after more KOTOR content when CW or Clone Wars returns and the clones get a rework more units, right? So we know that the clones will be getting a rework. It's going to happen, right? And this year they're focused more on reworks than marquees. That doesn't mean that we won't see a few marquees sprinkled in here or there. And it very well could be that we get some new clones. I made a video recently about the clones that we should get, or the fact that we should be getting more clones. And the clones that we have need to be reworked. But Master Kenobi, and as much as I would love to have Master Kenobi, I'm not buying it just yet. I did a little bit of digging, and I found this image here on Reddit. It says, what happens after Padme, New Kenobi, the Revenge of the Sith version? The event will be similar to Malak, which is very fascinating. We need 17.5 plus power plus characters, 5-star to activate, and then guild event store. It requires a light side Padme and 4 Galactic Republic characters, dark side General Grievous, and 4 Separatist characters. Now, this is a very interesting thought. Now, I do believe that we could be getting more and more Malak-style events, right? I don't think Malak was unique. I think he's the first of quite possibly the most powerful tiers. Now, if you go back to some of my other videos, and actually when I talked about the Malak event, Malak represents like the ultimate level of power. Now, you have the Malak event, then you have all the legendary events, and you have like the raid events, and then kind of tiered down, kind of in a very much of a pyramid of stuff. It would make sense if this were accurate. I mean, this does make me feel like it could be. Now, that's mostly because I want it to be this way, because I would love a light side Malak. I would love a light side character like Malak in the form of General Kenobi or Master Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my favorite characters in all of canon. I mean, he probably rivals Hondo for like a place in my heart. Hondo would win out, of course, because Hondo won out, of course. But still, this is interesting. Now, what leads me to even remotely give credence to this or give credit to this is you have a Padme event, right? The Padme event, it makes sense. Look for Padme to come back a second time and then something like that. Padme is going to be a little bit easier to get next time around. I don't know that for sure. It just feels like with Newt and Dooku, the reworks, I think it's very possible. Also, there's been a lot more time to farm Droideka and B1 and even just the rest of the Separatists. And now that we know kind of how to defeat Padme, it's, we know what we're getting into. But With that, you also have, kind of looking at how they did it with the Darth Revan Malak event, that would make a lot more sense, and it would be really in keeping with what they did with that. Now, if we do get a Master Kenobi, we do have to kind of look at what it would look like, what this character's kit would look like, and that is pretty much an entire video unto itself. But just a few things that I think that we could see with a Master Kenobi that would allow his character to be different enough from old Ben and General Kenobi is one. First and foremost, General Kenobi is awesome, taunting tank, wonderful. Master Kenobi should have the Form 3. Now, if you look at Dooku and you have the Master of Makashi for Dooku, I think it would be really cool to have a similar ability for all major Force users, right? Anyone who is a Master Duelist. And Kenobi was a Master Duelist. He was, I don't know, in the old canon, he was like the best of Form 3 or the Way of the Mynock. And it's the most defensive ability. It's essentially it's like the basic form, right? It's the defensive form. If you read Master and Apprentice, you kind of get an understanding as to why Qui-Gon Jinn taught Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he forced Obi-Wan Kenobi to only study that one form. And it's kind of an interesting back and forth between the two. But I would love to see that, right? There's two other abilities that I think that we should totally see a Master Kenobi have. And one would be hello there, right? I mean, we don't have that necessarily in a kit just yet. And it would be perfect. It would be awesome to see Master Kenobi having the way that I would picture a hello there type of ability would be similar to OG Han's, shoot first. It would essentially surprise the Separatist team, or it would surprise people, and he would get a first round, or he would be able to catch them off guard, or if he's on the team, or if whatever, he exposes people right off the bat. I don't know. I think there's some kind of ability where just having him gives him that initial attack or that initial benefit, whether it's an expose, whether it's an attack, whether it's a defense down. I don't know. Something to that extent would be really cool. Next, I think we should have something called the high ground. And whether it's like he's the last Jedi, the last character, whether he's fighting a Sith, whether he's fighting Darth Anakin, I don't know. He needs to be able to have something that allows him to do a massive amount of damage. It shouldn't kill right off the bat, but a massive amount of damage. And essentially, like, when someone attacks him, if he is full health, if he is, I don't even know how it will work out, but those are like the quintessential Kenobi moments. It would also be cool if he could do like the Force throw, if he could do anything like that would allow him to like interact with maybe the background, or interact with something, the other characters, where he could take a character and throw him into someone else. It would be cool because we don't necessarily see that in the game just yet, but it would give, I think, his kit some more diversity, and it would give the battles a little more uniqueness, I think, for sure. But I think that would be really cool. And Kenobi did use the, kinesthetic throws and stuff. And so I think that would be neat. We have to take leaks like this with a huge grain of salt, guys, because even if this is accurate, when it was leaked, based on what we can see, there have definitely been some changes to this. And I don't know. A legendary event with Order 66 requiring clones feels a little off. It feels not super accurate. The Kenobi event, the Revenge of the Sith version, sounds like it would be more accurate. But then again, that feels like it would be more of a Jedi Knight fallen Anakin type thing versus a whatever. I think a fallen Anakin event would be more in line with what's described in this picture than a Kenobi event, although Kenobi would be awesome. Could we see Kenobi as a territory battle light side reward character? Possibly. I think we could easily see that, but I don't know. Light side Kenobi, Master Kenobi, we won't see until a light side event, or quite possibly a couple months from now. So, what do you guys think? Are these leaks legit? Is there something to it? What would you like to see a Master Kenobi kit look like? Leave a comment in the section below. I'd like to do a video based on just your feedback of what you would like the Kenobi kit to look like. Additionally, guys, I'm trying to make a little extra money this summer, so if you want to help out the channel, go to my Amazon Marketplace page and check out some of the books that I've been reviewing, some of the videos, the movies that I've been talking about. You can also go to the Going Nerdy swag store and pick yourself a t-shirt up, or if you really like to, join us on Patreon. I am going to be doing and offering roster reviews, and any bit helps. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the section below. Visit us on goingnerdy.com. Check me out at Real Going Nerdy on Instagram and Twitter. And let's talk about this. Join us on Discord. Let's chat. Let's discuss this. Let me know what you think. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.